Hi, hi everyone, and again I am going to analyze prepositions critically and different types of prepositions because it is the foundation level of learning English, especially when we write English, because writing English entirely depends upon the use of appropriate prepositions. And in almost all the examinations, appropriate prepositions are a must. What is the meaning of preposition? I have already mentioned পদান্বয়ী অব্যয়, অর্থাৎ নাউন বা প্রোনাউনের পূর্বে বসে ওই নাউন বা প্রোনাউনের সাথে বাক্যের অন্যান্য শব্দগুলোর যে সম্পর্ক বুঝিয়ে দেয় যে শব্দ, তাকেই আমরা বলি প্রিপোজিশন বা পদান্বয়ী অব্যয়। Then what is the English definition? The English definition is that a word that precedes either a noun or a pronoun and makes or substantiates a relation between that noun or pronoun and the other words of the sentence. Or preposition is a word that precedes either a noun or a pronoun and makes a relation of the other words with that noun and pronoun. So, without any preposition, you cannot. Rupak has joined. Thank you very much. So, without preposition, you cannot complete a sentence. I already discussed with you in my previous class or in my live streaming class. And tonight, I'm going to discuss different types of prepositions. I have categorized preposition into three types. Very simple preposition, compound preposition, and prepositional phrase. And prepositional phrase. Now, simple prepositions are like in, at, by, for, from, up, to, with, through, till, of, OFF, OF, of, on, out. So I am giving you the examples of how have you feared of late, sir? Okay, oh, don't matter. Now let us continue our lesson. So all these are called simple prepositions. Simple prepositions examples are in, at, by, on, from, up, to, with, through, till, of, OFF, OF, of, on, and out. Hello, my dear viewers, those who have joined or participated in my class must communicate to your friends that I am live streaming. Okay. Now, compound prepositions. That is two prepositions combined together. Combined prepositions combined together. That is called compound preposition. For example, inside, outside, beyond, between, beside, beneath, within, without, behind, before, around, among, amidst, 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 above, about. Puspendu has also joined, and all of you will, or all of you are being advised to give at least a like sign, comment, and share and subscribe, please. Nothing else. Across, along, below, amongst, etc. Again, I am repeating that compound prepositions are also very important prepositions. Later, I will discuss. And phrase prepositions. That is prepositional phrase. For example, according to, along with, in accordance with. I will later make sentences with them. In accordance with, agreeably to, away from, in addition to, in place of. I have made a lesson plan for you. I have given a hard work just to give you the list of prepositions. That is why I am discussing with you. Okay, in place of, in spite of, instead of, owing to, on account of, with a view to, with a view to, with regard to, with reference to, with an eye to, in favor of, in favor of, in front of, in case of, on behalf of, because of, by virtue of, okay, by virtue of, by way of, by means of, by dint of. I have collected all these. Anubhav Das, sorry for the late joining. Okay, Anubhav, first give a like sign, then start. I have already started. According to your suggestion, I have started with preposition. Now I am discussing phrase preposition or prepositional phrase. Okay, by dint of, for the sake of, etc. So I am giving you first some common prepositional use, some prepositions which are mainly or commonly used in our daily conversations, in our frequent conversations, and in our communication in the marketplace, everywhere. For example, in the morning, not at the morning, in the morning. Okay. For example, please do come to my private tuition at 7 o'clock in the morning. In the morning, not at the morning. At dawn, APJ Abdul Kalam's father, Jainal Abdin, used to wake up at dawn. Used to wake up at dawn. Okay, at dawn. At noon. Do you sleep at noon? Yes. I am a retired person, so I take a nap at noon. Okay, at noon. So at dawn, in the morning, at noon, in the afternoon. All of we know that in the afternoon. For example, I usually walk on the bank of the Jalangi in the afternoon. In the afternoon. Okay? I usually walk on the bank of the Jalangi in the afternoon. Okay? These are the common usages I have noted. I have jotted them down for your pleasure. And my pleasure is that I am giving you some examples only. At night, usually I concentrate on my studies at night. But what's the difference between at night and by night? Oh, it's a great difference. It's a great difference. For example, he left our town by night. What is the meaning of by night? Under the cover of darkness of the night, রাত্রির অন্ধকারে, কাউকে না জানিয়ে, he left the town or he left the village, whatever you may call, by night. Okay? And at night, I usually read at night. I usually go to my club at night. Okay? At night. At midnight, I heard a bird's call from my garden at midnight. I heard a bird's call or an owl's call from our garden at midnight. Okay? So at midnight. At 4 o'clock, my father used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. At 4 o'clock at dawn. At 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. Okay. In the summer. In summer. Or during the summer. In summer, I usually spend the vacation in my uncle's house. Or during the summer, I usually spend my vacation at Dehradun. Okay. So, in, at, okay, in the morning, at dawn, at noon, in the afternoon, in the evening, okay, at night, at midnight, at 4 o'clock, in summer, etc. In the case of days like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all are preceded by on. On. For example, on Monday, on Friday, okay, on 12th day of December 1956, on the 30th March, on the 40th April, in the year of 1989. Okay? In the past, in ancient times, in ancient times, in future, but at present. In future, but at present. Within an hour, within a year. Within an hour, within a year. In a week, okay, after a week, for 3 days, okay, for 5 years. Rupak has told me that I have seen some particular preposition used before the particular words while reading. Okay, give me an example and I will give you a reply. Just give an example, Anubhav, and I will explain the matter. In no time. Give me some examples and I will explain it. Okay. At the same time, you will have to watch the video, that is the live streaming video, again to have a knowledge about prepositions. It's a vast chapter and I will be live streaming. Okay. On time. For example, please come to my house on time. When you tell somebody, please do come to my house on time, that is at the specified time, particular time, stipulated. Okay. But in January, in November, etc. And in the name of and at the time of place, at Bonomali Datto Lane, at the village, in the city. Ishwar Vidyasagar was born at Virsingho in the district of Midnapur. Okay, in Calcutta, in London, on the roadside, okay, on the bank, by the side of the river, at the back of the house, remember it and you may write them down in your exercise book if you have in front of you. Okay, on the back of a man, horse, etc. In the river, in the sea, at sea, at the station, in the station building, in the waiting room, on the platform, not in the platform, on the platform, in bed. Okay, so I have dealt with simple preposition, compound preposition, and phrase preposition, but I have not yet given you the examples of avail of. So just listen to me very carefully, my dear friends. Avail of, but it has a particular use. You may write it down. For example, I have availed myself of the Krishnagore Sialda local. last night or last day or yesterday I availed myself of Krishnagor Sialda local. Okay? Avail oneself of. Clear? I have availed myself of the opportunity given by the government. Why should I not avail myself of the opportunity given by the government? So avail oneself of. Supply. For example, supply is also used like this. My friend has supplied me with some valuable books. Supply a person with a thing. Okay? My friend has supplied me with some valuable books. Supply with. But supply a person with a thing. Similarly, provide with. Provide with. For example, he has provided me with a portion of his tiffin. He has provided me a portion of his tiffin. So provide a person with a thing. Supply a person with a thing. Clear? All these are the peculiarities of preposition. Now I am dealing with, suppose, onto. Onto. For example, on and to are two different words. For example, the cattle are moving or running on to the grassy field. To the grassy field. So on is related to the verb and to is related to the noun, the grassy field. Do you understand what I am saying? But when onto is a singular word, that is compound preposition, onto, it is used like this. He is moving onto the stage. He is moving onto the stage. That means moving on the surface area. Moving on the surface area. উপরিস্তরে যখন সে ঘুরছে তখন onto. But when onto is different, so on is related to the verb and to is related to the noun. The cattle are moving on to the grassy field. Do you understand? This is the difference. And so please note all these basic differences, and all these differences will make you different from the other guys in the examination hall. From the other guys in the examination hall. I have no modern technique of teaching or teaching aid here, but what I am giving you is packed up with information. Remember it. Into. For example, what is the meaning of into? Into, when the action is from outside to inside. from the outside to inside. For example, Jack jumped into the river to rescue the drowning boy. To rescue the drowning boy. Have you understood? Action is from outside to inside. Jack jumped into the river. Okay. The fox jumped into the well. Into the well. Another way, for example, why should you jump into such a danger? Why should you jump into such a danger? এমন বিপদের মধ্যে তুমি কেন লাফ দিচ্ছ? Jump into. Okay. So, here is the difference between into and onto. Onto is movement on the surface, and into is jumping from outside to inside. It is the difference, onto and into. Supply with, provide with, avail oneself of, etc. But here you see, according to, it is a prepositional phrase. In spite of, সত্ত্বেও, in spite of your illness, you attended the meeting and it was not wise. All these are set generally in the competitive exams. Whatever may be the exam, PSC main, PSC clerkship, WBCS, rail, bank, in all exams, in spite of your poverty, you donated a large sum of money to the flood victims of Assam. This is your generosity. This is your generosity. Okay? All this. Instead of, it is in spite of, instead of, পরিবর্তে. For example, instead of this book, you should purchase another book. You should purchase another book written by another author. Okay? পরিবর্তে. Sir, what is the definition of prepositional phrase? Yes. There is a definition. Phrase preposition, first you will have to understand what is a phrase. Phrase is a group of words acting as the part of a sentence without having a finite verb or main verb. Bengali, phrase হলো একটি শব্দগুচ্ছ যেটি বাক্যের মধ্যে ব্যবহৃত হয় যার মধ্যে কোনো ফাইনাইট ভার্ব থাকে না বা প্রধান ক্রিয়াপদ থাকে না। এটি হলো ফ্রেজ। But what is a prepositional phrase? A phrase which consists of a preposition according to. So what is to? To is a preposition. In spite of, in is preposition, of is preposition. So this phrase has been formed by prepositions. Do you clear? Okay. It is the phrase without having a finite verb, but there is a preposition in it. Okay. Next day, again, I will discuss. It's late at night, and please like, comment, share, and subscribe if possible.